Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to TPL Live. This is the Eagles postgame show. The Eagles took the loss 23-9. They moved to 3-7-1. Today, we are talking about our top takeaways and what it means moving forward. Joining me today is my man, Rob. You know him on Twitter at Philly_Madness. What's going on, Rob?
14 days till Sixers preseason begins, and that's all that I really need to worry about from here on out. It's a damn shame. You know, my wife asked me, or my daughter asked me before tonight, Daddy, because I told her the Eagles stink. And she said, Daddy, why are you watching the game if they stink? And I looked her straight in the face and I said, because I'm sick in the head, hon. I'm sick in the head, and you will be too, because I will not allow you to not suffer this awful, awful stuff. No, Rodney, you're an idiot. I'm not admitting anything, Rodney. I'm not admitting anything. Rodney, congratulations. You've won Jackass of the Day, my friend. Won Jackass of the Day.
All right. Also joining us today is Dylan. You know him as the host of the Faithful Fanatics podcast, Faithful Fans 2 on Twitter. What's up, Dylan?
First of all, yes, I want Carson Wentz long term.
I do too. I do.
Second of all,
Dylan, you're hurting, buddy. You're hurting.
got nothing, man. There's a jump ball.
Oh my God! Rodgers.
All right.
Update the score.
We're going to have to update the score here because we actually started recording the postgame show with like a minute left.
Where do you see this?
All right, I've got a Hail Mary. A one-handed catch in the end zone. Oh, my gosh. That's fantastic. All right.
This is the king of catching Hail Marys, by the way. He's caught 2 from Aaron Rodgers in his life. Now he's just caught 1 from Carson.
First of all, I just want everyone to realize that hit Travis Fulgham right in the hands, too, before he dropped it to the ground. But, yeah, dude, I'm broken.
All right. Also joining us today is Matt McGinty. Follow him on Twitter at Matt_McGinney. What's up, Matt?
I can't with this. I can't. Guys, I'm broken.
Yeah.
Go Sixers.
Wait, not that it matters. There's only 12 seconds left in the game, right? But if you kick the extra point, you're down a touchdown.
Yeah.
Not Doug. Doug's going to go for 2. Now Doug's going to go for 2. I hate you. So all you assholes, no, you're right to yammer. Yes, it is. It can be both Doug and Carson stink. But Doug is the bigger problem. That's it.
That is the biggest take of this game. You went against a bottom 5 defense in the NFL. The Eagles are getting garbage points here in the remaining 2 minutes of the game. But the point is, the Eagles just came out flat with the first 6 series in this game. You look at the third down conversion, just astronomically terrible. This is a team that continued. All right, to be fair, the refs were absolutely horrendous this game against the Eagles. But this is a team that continues to be undisciplined across the board. This is a team that continues to show they have zero identity, zero flow on offense, zero rhythm between Carson and its receivers. You talk about like case in point, Alshon Jeffrey getting targets on third down over Greg Ward, or targets over Travis Fulgham. It just goes on and on and on. And we have talked about this relentlessly over the last 5-6 weeks. If this game doesn't show you that the Eagles' issues start at the top, and I'm talking about Doug Pederson, Jim Schwartz deserves a ton of credit today. But Doug Pederson's the biggest problem on the Philadelphia Eagles. And maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe this is a moral loss that Doug Pederson is getting. His inept play calling is on national stage. It's on national stage. Everyone saw it. We saw it on the broadcast. They kept showing Howie Roseman. They kept showing Jeffrey Lurie. Changes need to be made. But Doug Pederson's the problem with this football team. You're up, Rob.
Yeah. First of all, that Vegas had the line at 6.5. The Eagles just covered with a Hail Mary touchdown. The Eagles covered the spread. So that's that. Listen, okay, Carson Wentz was bad tonight. Carson Wentz has been bad all season. Carson Wentz has not been good all season, okay? If people want to shut the door on Carson Wentz, then you're shutting the door in the next 5 years of this franchise. You may be doing that anyway because of all these situations they have. But all I know is I have seen many a quarterback in this league come in and have great years, then have a really bad year, and then still find a new way with whether it's a new voice in the locker room from the stance of an offensive coordinator, head coach. I will continue to say this. As much as I am so pissed off at Doug, okay, as much as I am pissed off at Doug, I am totally fine with Doug being the head coach of this football team if they get a legitimate offensive coordinator to call the plays, okay? It can no longer be Doug calling the plays. Jeffrey Lurie wants to make all these calls from up at the top. It's very simple. Doug, you either hire an offensive coordinator and give up play calling, or you can find another fucking job. Simple as that. It's simple as that. Doug, Howie Roseman has to be out. All right, you've watched two teams this week fired their general manager now to get a head start. Guess what, Jeff? I know Howie's your boy. You might want to start thinking about following in Detroit's footsteps and Jacksonville's and getting the GM out now.
That is a really good point about getting Howie out now and getting the ball rolling on scouting. That is a very good point.
To be honest with you, I'd catch the ESPN plane before they leave and say, Lewis, let's have a talk. I mean, I would. And then you have to start thinking about the other coaching positions. Press Taylor, goodbye. Flagioli, get the frig out of here. You got to make some moves there. This organization is screwed from the top up. So you want to blame the players, say, only players play between the lines. You're missing the point. You're missing the bigger picture here. This is a front office and coaching nightmare right now.
Yeah. Salary cap, long-term wise, the Eagles are in big trouble. You're up, Dylan. What's a big takeaway from this game?
Well, first, I just want to say one thing here. Rodney, dude, I don't want to question your intelligence or or your knowledge about sports, but I want to pull this up. So you're hurting my brain, Rodney. So even if your point is that Carson isn't a franchise quarterback and he needs to be gone or not be the starter, you guarantee they're going to draft another quarterback next year when they drafted his backup or replacement in the second round this past year. What are you talking about? No. But anyway, I got very little for you tonight, guys. And I'm with Rob. I don't really know why I'm not shocked. I'm not that even upset. I'm just confused because this team week in and week out, they don't just lie down and look like one of the worst franchises in football every week. They continue to have opportunities to be in games and shoot themselves in the foot and play sloppy football. That's my issue. Tonight, did I think they were going to be the Seattle Seahawks? Absolutely not. Said it all week long. Said it for weeks now. And the Eagles are not a good football team. But you're down by, what were we down? 17. What was the score? 20-9. And Doug Pederson goes for it on 4th and 4. What are you doing? You completely forget about the interception. Put the interception aside. So even if he doesn't throw that interception, that doesn't get caught. Maybe they don't pick up the 4th down. So you took any chance your team had at competing for the rest of the game for the next however 8 or so minutes left out. Rodney, delusional. I'm done talking to you.
No, I'm not because I have to jump in here. Okay, let's see. Kyle Trask. You're telling me, Rodney, that you want to say, okay, let's go take Kyle Trask because there's so much from Kyle Trask that says we should be playing him. Okay, then you say if Hurts doesn't pan out, you're going to draft another one, pal. Okay, but you're not going to do that next year, right? Because Hurts is here. and then we're the delusional ones. You're not paying attention to anything that goes in.
No, he's just not being logical. It's a fantasy world to him. It's not logical.
He's playing Madden is what he's doing.
Yeah.
Madden NFL on his PS4.
But anyway, they just continue to be one of the most boring, embarrassing franchises and teams to watch week in and week out. But it's like they still found themselves with a chance to win the game in the fourth quarter, and the head coach just continues to shoot himself in the foot. And the last thing I'll wrap up with is, look, everyone, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. If you want Jalen Hurts to start next week and the rest of this year, do what you got to do. I'm done fighting with the people that want him in, because honestly, go ahead. Go ahead, because in my opinion, it's just going to show the atrocity the rest of this team is. If you look at what happened tonight and you can confidently say that Jalen Hurts fixes the issue, I don't know what you're watching. Can he play better than Carson Wentz? Sure, a lot of people could play better than Carson Wentz. Does that mean you're going to win football games? No. Carson Wentz is in a weird spot. He's not confident. I honestly don't know what he's doing. Go ahead, Rob.
Rodney, who's your team?
Yeah, I know.
Now you're saying you need another QB.
Yeah. But he said earlier, I guarantee you draft a quarterback.
You're a double agent scumbag from another team in the NFL. That's what you are. You're just in here being a scumbag. So now you really are proving to me you know nothing about this team. Nothing.
I love interacting with the viewers.
It's my favorite part. I've been waiting for a moment to be able to do this. So, Rodney, I thank you for being such a jackass that I couldn't let this go tonight. I thank you.
All right. You're up, Matt.
Yeah, I agree with what both these guys said. There's a long list of problems with this organization as a whole. And people that are so delusional and think that a quarterback change is going to change that are crazy. If Jalen Hurts had any kind of promise, he would have been he would have been subbed in 7 weeks ago when Carson looked bad for the fourth straight game. It's a quarterback with mechanic issues, which we already have with Carson Wentz, but they're a lot worse. And he's a project pick that we made. And what is the project done in 12 weeks? And now we're going to all of a sudden start winning football games with Jalen Hurts as the quarterback. Jalen Hurts isn't going to change the fact that we have an injured Jason Peters playing right guard. We address the same problems every single week. So it's like a broken record, but this team is so bad.
I also want to touch on what was it? Oh my gosh. We want to talk about salary cap, and the Eagles defense was terrific today. I'm not complaining about the Eagles defense, but I just want to take a quick look at Carson Wentz got sacked 6 times tonight. It felt like double that. I mean, this guy, it seemed like every other play Carson was on the ground getting hit. The Eagles defensive line is almost 18% of the cap. $39 million this year has gone into the Eagles defensive line. They had 2 sacks today. So you would think you could easily flip-flop that in terms of the Seattle Seahawks, in terms of most expensive defensive line, all the assets, all the cap going to the defensive line. Rob, any other takeaway from this game?
Obviously, I'm just watching Eagles post-game live, and Ray Didinger just said it. This is a total offensive breakdown tonight, and it's been building up, and it's really been – and, why do we put it on the coaches? Well, when you start slow every single week, and you script those 15 plays, right? They're your 15. Whose fault's that? That's the coach. Okay? Carson Wentz has been bad. In the rare times that receivers get open, he's missing them. But the receivers also couldn't get open against one of the worst coverage defenses in the league. And the offensive line can't protect nothing. This was an absolute offensive breakdown. It's been an offensive breakdown all season. Wentz has not looked good. But if you're asking me today, do I believe who has a better chance of getting back to the best version of themselves? Doug Pederson or Carson Wentz? I will 100 times out of 100 answer that Carson Wentz without even a question. Because I think it's just another they need a guy in here like a Frank Reich. Okay? I'll continue to say it. Frank Reich, I know they got their ass kicked last week, but he's got that team playing 7-4 football with Phillip Rivers, whose arm is basically falling off. So don't tell me that Doug was the mastermind back in 2017. It's a falsity, and it's proven week in and week out. And I'm glad the season's going down in flames because I think it's the only way that Jeffrey Lurie would make some hard decisions that are going to have to be made at the end of this season.
Yep, 100%. If there is a moral loss, it's right here. Is that Doug Pederson? There's no way you can ignore this. There's no way Jeffrey Lurie can turn the other way, pivot.
They're talking in the comments.
Want it back.
They're talking in the comments.
Okay.
So I want to pull this up real quick because Jared, this is just the truth. Like everyone that when I say that it's not Carson's fault, and everyone thinks it's, oh well, you're just favoriting Carson. No, he's playing bad. Poor is not the word. He's been playing awful, but that does not mean he's not a franchise quarterback. Like Rodney, I'm still waiting for you, bro, to tell me what team you like. I'm still waiting for it because I can't wait to hear the answer. But I hate how this city and our fan base has literally almost ran this dude out of town. Why would you want to be here if you're him? Why would you want to be here? And good.
Listen, I want to give Matt some time to talk to. I feel like we're dominated here. But I just want to say this, okay? For my entire life, I have watched this town, okay? And I love our fans. There's not much more passion than our fan base. But we love to try and run out franchise guys. We've been doing it forever. Okay, people did it to Allen Iverson, right? Because they didn't like his, I'll be honest with you, with Allen Iverson, there was a lot of racist ass people out there who didn't like him bringing the rap game into the NBA. But this has been happening forever. They try and run the stars out. And I understand Wentz is not playing like a star, but he has been a star here. Ryan Howard wanted to run him out. I mean, this is nothing new. It's happening with the Sixers. Everybody wants to break Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid up, right? And what do? They harp on one thing. Ben Simmons can't shoot. They totally disregard the things he does on a basketball court that very few human beings can do. Well, now Carson Wentz is having a bad season. Now he's no good. Get him out. It's a joke, guys. It's an absolute joke. I understand we want him to be better, but come on, man. This has got to stop.
No, and the video that comes to mind literally for this entire season with me is the video before the San Fran game, I think the Super Bowl year, when Doug's talking to John Lynch on the field, and he's talking up Carson Wentz, and he says like something about along the lines of as long as we don't break him or something like that. Doug, you've broken him, brother. Like it is unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, it does. I was waiting for him.
Only a Florida fan would preach to me Kyle Trask in the first fucking round when the Eagles are probably going to have a top 10 pick.
Go ahead.
All right.
No, you guys have really covered everything that needs to be said. I mean, we're just going to repeat ourselves and talk about how we don't think Carson's the issue. These guys are going to comment 7 more times saying Carson is the issue. But it's Doug Pederson, and we could dwell on this for hours and hours. He is just so bad. Miles Sanders is just dwindling at our fingers that he's going to want to get traded. He won't be here long. Jalen Reagor still hasn't gotten the ball in space. I think we threw one screen pass to him tonight.
No, and Jalen Reagor, and I know that's your boy, Dives, and I'm not putting the kid on the back burner. I want him to be a piece here. He has no idea how to track a deep ball right now in the NFL. Not just the deep ball. That play in the end zone that Carson put over his shoulder after missing, after overthrowing Dallas Goedert on the opposite side of the field, Jalen Reagor doesn't even attempt to make a play and stops running. Like, dude, if that happens, that's a completely different ballgame. That's before the 4th down interception. I mean, there's no separation.
I think what's most disheartening about this loss, we all picked the Eagles to lose this game. That's not a surprise. But the fact that the Eagles defense came out and played their ass off is what's so disheartening. Especially we talked about before the game started, the Seahawks are one of the best teams in the NFL in that first and third quarter. This team held the Seahawks to 3 points in the first and third quarters. 3 points. Back-to-back 4th down stops the defense had. You look at this Seahawks rushing attack, really, really strong. Obviously, one of the best offenses in the league. The Eagles held the Seattle rushing attack to 2.5 yards on average per carry. And then what Russell Wilson was Russell Wilson, but you limiting him to 225 yards, that is a win. And I think that's what's most disheartening is we've seen it for the Eagles again and again. They play up to their competition. They play down to their competition. This game was not like the Steelers or the Ravens game, but it could have been winnable with
That's
better
what I'm saying. And that's why I'm so just tired of it, man. If Carson's broken, I'm broken. Okay? Because it's not – I know they're not a good team, and I didn't expect them to win. I don't expect them to beat Green Bay. I don't expect them to beat New Orleans. But at the same time, they find themselves in a place to win a game against a superior team, and they just let it – they do it to themselves. Russell Wilson didn't go out there and beat you tonight.
No. And you know who's the most broken, though? By far the most broken is Miles Sanders.
Rodney, Dives, I'm not trying to cut you off. Rodney, every quarterback misses throws, bro. Every single quarterback misses throws.
Let's talk a little bit quickly about Miles Sanders. 6 carries, 15 yards. He had I'm trying to find his stats here. He had 2 catches on 3 targets. How many drops did this guy have? But this guy's demeanor in the game, like I'm reading the tea leaves here, but this guy looks like he's checked out. This guy looks like he's fed up with the offense, the play calling, not getting the ball. And every time he gets the ball, like in the backfield, he's dropping it or fumbling it. It's like just a hot mess.
I'd be checked out too when Corey Clement's coming out to start the second half over me. Like, I don't get it. I really don't. And then it boils down to because I've heard a lot of things that Deuce is the one that puts the rotations together and decides what running backs out in the field. And if that's the case, I know there's a lot of people saying, oh, just give Deuce the play calling duties right now. Well, I don't know. 6 carries. And let me ask you guys something. Was the game ever out of reach where you had to abandon the run?
Not at all. And you saw Doug abandon the run in the second half really early. And you talk about a team that lacked playmaking, a team that needed some sort of spark. And you see Doug abandon it over and over and over again. I get that Miles Sanders is struggling. So is Carson. So is the offensive line. But you can't just abandon it, period. And it's I just see his demeanor, his head down. And that was another takeaway. Anything you guys else want to talk about before we wrap it up?
Go Sixers.
Yeah. Here it is, baby. Tomorrow. When's training camp?
I gotta take this hat off.
Training camp starts tomorrow. Yep.
Training camp starts tomorrow. So, pay attention to Party on Broad for that and NFL draft coverage.
Should I get out our spreadsheet? Should I upload ours? I have an Eagles.
I think every time we do a live broadcast during the game from now on, we should just have the spreadsheet up the whole time. We should maybe start doing is screw the live broadcast during the Eagles games. We do a Saturday college football live broadcast and just watch all the different targets and go with it that way. That would be more entertaining than the shit I'm watching with this team. I would love to wake up tomorrow to hear Jeffrey Lurie is starting to make some moves, but I don't think it's going to happen.
All right.
No shot.
All right. Let's wrap it up with plugs. You're up, Rob.
Well, tune into the Madness on Thursday, baby, because, even the most positive person I've ever met in my life, Jessica Town, is not positive these days, and it is going to be a bitch fest between me and her just bitching about the Eagles. So we'll be on 8 or 8:30. I'll make sure to get it out there on Twitter, talking that, hopefully getting some Sixers talk from the first couple days of training camp. But make sure you're subscribing to the Pain Lines. Listen, I have been now part of the Pain Lines now. It's probably getting close to a year, if it's not at a year yet. And I've never been around a group of guys and girls that are more into what they're doing and just do such a tremendous job. Dives is kind of carried me into this realm of the podcasting with these guys. And I love everything about it. Make sure you're subscribing. The articles are great. Everything that these guys are doing is great. And I personally, as bad as this season is, love being a part of it. So make sure you're becoming a part of the TPL crew that's out there. The voice of the people was done talking tonight.
You're up, Matt. Go ahead, dude.
Yeah, Faithful Fanatics podcast. Me and Dylan do it together with our other co-host. Follow us on Twitter, Faithful Fans 2. Will be Wednesday 5:30. Wednesday 5:30. So tune in then. Special guest. Yeah, you can cover that.
All right, Dylan.
Yeah, Jason Martinez from 97.5 The Fanatic is coming on the show. Just going to talk this awful Monday night game. What's wrong with the Eagles? Some Sixers. If there's any Flyers fans that are going to see this out there, get in some questions you have for the this offseason or upcoming season, and we'll get them into Jason. And then, just a few more guests lined up hopefully soon, and tune in.
Awesome. All right, so this is the TPL live stream. Thank you, everybody here, for commenting. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We will be back ready to go. By the way, this train ain't stopping, man. We're going to be live streaming for the Sixers games, for the Flyers games. It's just going to keep getting better.
And as ugly as it is for the Eagles games.
And as ugly as it is for the Eagles games. All right. Thank you, everybody here. For Rob, for Dylan, for Matt. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay awesome.